I can't believe the day is finally here. We're doing my rock lights on my Jimny. I couldn't be more excited, so I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's just get into this. My game plan for this is to have them in my wheel arches, because that's obviously where they go. So I'm going to have them all in each 4 of my wheel arches, and then I'm going to actually have one at the front of the car and one at the rear of the car. We're just going to have surround LED lights. Now that the car is jacked up, we can get started. Where'd I put the lights? Oh yeah. I see what you mean, you don't want to hit like my aircon hoses and stuff. Alright, so now we're up to the part where we're drilling our holes in our wheel wells. It just depends on which one you're going to go for. They do give you the nut and bolt option and then a tapered screw option. I chose different on each section. It just depends on what's available, what your space is looking like. In this section, I used the nut and bolt as it was a lot easier and I was actually able to gain access. What I find the most easiest thing to do is to start with a small drill bit. I started with a 3mm and I worked my way up to a 5mm. Even if you're using the tapered screws, I would still recommend on going in with a 3mm drill bit, just so it has something to grip onto and it just makes your life so much easier. Okay, so we've had some difficulties on trying to like map out where to screw into because of like my batteries on this side of the car, and obviously we don't want to go through anything like any hoses, wires or anything, so we're going to use the tapered screws for this side because it's just easier because we can't actually access it to put the nuts on like the bolts on the other side like we did. I'm just going to screw this last hole with 3mm drill bit just to get it started, and then I'm going to go through with the tapered screws. It should be good. Alright, so that's them in very like temporarily. That's what it looks like. Easy stuff, guys. Fun fact of the day. So I actually built this myself from scratch, just with like boards and carpet from Bunnings and stuff like that. I will eventually do a more in-depth type video on like how I built it. But yeah, so this is like part of the reason why I built it the way I did, so it is easily accessible to remove. I did these 4 bolts to hold the top to my drawer, and then these sides I've put hinges on them. So they just come in like that and I can just slide it out. Simple. Yeah, I didn't want anything too hard or too finicky to remove in like sort of situations like this. I just wanted something that was like super easy just to take in and out. So that's the top done. So now I just got to do the bottom part. So this part here, it's its own separate area because that's like my battery side. I just need to take this trimming off here. So it's a couple of just like these little plastic clips. So yeah, there's just a couple of these on the side here, and then the good thing about the Jimnys is you can literally just like pull it apart and pop it all back together again. I'm gonna take this trimming off just so we can see like where we're actually screwing. Cool. So there's my jack and my stand, and then under this panel here, the grommet is right there. Oh, how easy is that? Maybe here somewhere. We have to do the cabling now, and pretty much the cables are nice and neat and also doesn't get damaged while driving and everything under the car to the rear, which is where the other grommet is. But this cable at the front is too short. I found another grommet under the car, so I've got to feed that cable through now, and it's going to pop out through my footwell of my passenger side, and then we're going to run it through the cab to my battery instead. So this is the grommet here. At the moment it's here. We've just like done a hole through it, and we're going to pop it back into here and then run the cable all the way down to my battery. And we're going to chuck some silicone on this end as well, so we keep the water out, of course.
The wiring is the part that definitely takes the longest because there's just so much of it, and trying to put it in spots, you know, throughout the car where it's either not going to get too hot, rub, or over time like deteriorate. So because I have my exhaust here, it's not going to be best to sort of run it here. It's going to follow everyone else's wires. Go up here. Quality. Wired Tammy battery, how good.